Well, hey, everybody. Bernie DeSantis with Insignia Training Partners, bringing you this week's Mustache Moment. Today is a meaningful day for me on a few levels. First, it's September 11th, right? A day that for all of us carries a heavy weight. It's a day when we pause, we remember the lives that were lost, the families forever changed, but also the unity and the grief that swept through this country, right? It's a reminder that life is fragile and that how we show up for other people matters. For me personally, it's also the anniversary of my company, Insignia Training Partners, founding. On this date in 2007, my predecessor began the journey, right? And what started as a small idea to outsource training projects and provide training talent has grown into a mission to help people show up, speak up, level up through training, collaboration, and connection. I think that duality, right, the grief of 9/11 and the gratitude that I have for my company's birth, it hits me every year, and it's worth sitting with both, right? Now, having said that, yesterday I had the honor of producing a virtual event for my friend Bob Russo, who is a death doula. You heard that right, a death doula, Doula. And if you don't know what that is, I suggest you Google it. Um, it was one of the most grounded human conversations I've ever been a part of. We talked openly about what it means to face the end of life, the emotions, the regrets, the forgiveness. Both, I think that we seek and we want to give. We talked a lot about how families navigate through those final chapters, and it wasn't morbid, right? It's deeply moving, and it reminded me that death, like life, deserves conversation, deserves reflection, and care. And it made me reflect on the other end of the spectrum, right? Which is, for me, suicide prevention, right? It's work that I care deeply about. Stopping unnecessary loss, holding space for people in pain or in emotional need, making sure that people don't feel like they're alone. And both of those things matter, right? Accepting death with dignity and preventing the kind of death that comes from despair. As you know, I host a recurring virtual event each quarter called Let's Talk About Suicide because we need to. And the next one is coming up on Tuesday, October the 8th at 4 p.m. Eastern. And this one's a little extra special. We will obviously still be talking about suicide in many aspects, but I've also invited my friend Dave Gieselman. He is a breathwork facilitator and coach, and he's going to be joining us to close out the session with a breathwork exercise. Something simple and powerful that allows us to help regulate our nervous system when we feel stressed or have anxiety or even some of those dark thoughts that take hold sometimes. So the link is in the post. It's free, it's real, and it's open to anyone who joins the conversation. So here's the mustache moment and all of that. Today, I'm reminded that legacy isn't about how long you live, it's about what you leave behind. It's about showing up for the hard conversations. It's about taking care of yourself and your people. And it's about being willing to pause, reflect, and rest when life calls for it. Insignia is 17 years into this journey already, but I'm just getting started. So enjoy the day, take care of yourself and those around you, and I'll see you next week.